So then how do you hold the duality of making sure that you're still like just mentally you're doing okay and taking care of yourself while also at the same time being aware of all that is going on? So the first thing I will always say is that the collective energy at all periods of time is always scarcity, is always fear, is always lack. And that is more true today than ever before. So then how do you hold the posture of feeling empowered, being in your, holding on to your personal power while everything around you is in utter chaos? So, of course, one of the practices I do talk about is using emotional freedom technique. Okay, I have videos on here that you can watch that'll just really help you. And what that does, the process of it really is to help you process the emotions, the sensations within your body, where you're dropping from your head into your body. Because what happens is when our nervous system is dysregulated, what we think we have to do is that we have to take a look at each thought and try to reframe it. And that could be further from the truth. We have well over 60,000 thoughts a day. And so for you to take each thought, try to reframe it, you're going to be exhausted at the end of the day. Instead, your body receives information. So when you hear, you know, breaking news or things coming through and how it's affecting you, not only do you process that mentally within your mind, but your body has a response to that. It freaks out. Like your nervous system needs to be regulated. So if you watch any of my videos, you can just search for it here on EFT. What it does, it helps you to just process the emotions, the dysregulations that's happening within your body. So then it comes to this place of being neutral. It's not going to necessarily take you from this place of, I feel despair, I feel hopeless, into, oh my gosh, I feel so empowered. I hope it gets you there. And with a couple more rounds of emotional freedom technique, you could get there. But what it really helps you is it's just to help you dysregulate, to help you regulate your dysregulated nervous system. So that way you're then able to open your minds up, able to act, able to move throughout the day from this neutral space versus carrying that energy, carrying that emotion with you and allowing your day to day, your decision making about your business, about what you're going to do today, your life, your thoughts, how you're going to behave from this place of being dysregulated, from this place really of being disempowered, because now all your actions that you're taking from like how you engage or disengage at work, how you're showing up or not showing up for your business, how you're showing up as a wife, how you're showing up as a mother, how you're relating to others from this disempowered place of feeling just like this deep hopelessness versus it's like I can receive that information. I can allow myself to process it. And something else also to remember is that we take in our bodies take in the information. And so what I do for myself personally is like never, ever, this is good practice, check the news, check social media first thing in the morning because I promise you there is nothing on there that is going to be um uplifting for you, that's going to allow you to walk and step in your power, to allow you to show up for your day in a way where you feel protected, where you feel like you can be of service to humanity. There is nothing that is on social media that's going to do that. And so if you are on social media, and I've been more just checking out the TikTok side of things because I want to be able to, yes, hold the state of feeling empowered, and I know I can do that. I have the tools to do that. Again, I highly recommend that you watch any of my videos where I lead you through an emotional freedom technique. And then I may do a couple meditations on here. Actually, drop it in the comments if you do want me to, like, maybe offer some meditations on here that would be helpful to really just help your dysregulated nervous system so that way you can get to baseline where you feel neutral, where you're then able to make informed decisions. Informed decisions never come from this place of, I'm so freaked out, I'm so afraid, therefore, I'm going to now, whatever it is that you're going to do. Therefore, I'm going to now have a survival kit. I'm not saying that those things are bad and that it's bad to be prepared, but I want you to make those decisions. I want you to move when you're in a state to be able to move. Tell myself, and this may be TMI for those of you who are men who are watching this, but I usually attract women onto my channels and onto the work that I do because those are the individuals that I have been really called to support. Is that for me, I never make business decisions like when it's leading up to my cycle while I'm on it because I know I'm not going to make great decisions. I realize that I'm very emotional during that time. If I make decisions, oh my goodness, if I made a decision when I am at that state where I'm just so emotional and like I'm mad about random things or whatever, I would not have a business at all. It would be gone because I would have wanted to quit like every single day. Like, I'm not going to do this. This is stupid. All of that, those thoughts, that's not making an informed decision. That isn't stepping into your power. That isn't making decision when you're in your most empowered state. So my invitation to you is always when those things come up, process them, allow yourself whatever that looks like. So sometimes for my clients, it is for them to do a full, like, 15-20 minute EFT session by watching my videos. I also have a bundle with a bunch of different practices that you can do that really does help regulate your nervous system. For some of them, as simple as just hand over heart and you're just allowing yourself to breathe. Breathe. Why? Because when you breathe, and you bring your awareness to breathing, what happens then is you're able to go from your head into your body because your body is what needs to feel safe. You can't keep trying to speak safety into your mind. That's what a lot of people do. They'll just repeat affirmations. I'm safe. I feel safe and all this, but their body's like, but I need help. I'm the one who feels under attack. So it's both. It's like, yes, we practice positive affirmations. We are our words are so powerful. We can speak life into existence. And we also need to make sure that we're regulating our nervous system. We're making sure that our bodies are taken care of because right now, when your body feels under attack, when it feels like it's being chased, when it feels like it's in survival mode, it is really hard for you then to make I don't want to say rash decision, but it really is hard for you to make informed decisions because you're doing it from this place of scarcity. You're doing it from this place of fear versus you're moving. So there is a difference. So a practical way of saying this, there is a difference when we talk about like saving money because you're scared. You're so afraid that something bad is going to happen, or you're like freaking out. Oh my gosh, there's not enough money. There's nothing coming through. I don't know when I'm going to have more money again. I don't know if I'm going to have my next client. I'm freaking out. There's that state of saving money. See that energy. You feel that energy. This frantic, fearful energy versus the energy, I always like to say, of the wealthy woman, where saves money from this place of I honor money. I receive it. I honor money. And I am intentionally setting it aside to make sure that my family is taken care of, to ensure that if something were to happen, that we're good. And then I feel peace about that. Notice how it's the same. It looks from the outside like the exact same activity, but it's very different. It's very different. Why? Because it's about the energy that the state that you're in when you take those actions. Okay. So it's very important that you understand that it's the state that you're in and the intention of I'm saving money. I have respect for money. I honor money. I honor the role that money plays in my life. You're not placing money above God. You're saying, I honor the role that money has in my life because I know that I'm the vessel through which God's money moves. And so I honor my role as the wealthy woman and I honor the role of savings in my life. And so I'm going to save, this much from a paycheck every single month or this much from my business every single week because I know that that's how I honor money. That's one way I want to honor money, right? Of course, there's other ways that we honor money as well. And investing, that diversification, all that, that is part of being a wealthy woman. But I just wanted to give you an example of what it looks like when we move money, but the energy is different versus I'm freaked out. There's not enough. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when the next clients are coming. My bank account's going down. I don't know what to do. From that state, you're saving money. But what happens from that state, I notice two things typically happen is that because money is energy and it needs to move, when you're hoarding money from that place, from that energy, two things happen that I've noticed time and time again is one, you actually you continue to hoard money so you never enjoy money. So money over time becomes like it doesn't become a resource because that's its intention is to be a resource. It's meant to be a tool and you never actually move money in the way that it is intended. And so you don't get to enjoy money. Your money doesn't grow because you never learned to multiply money because you're so afraid of moving money in any way. And so multiplication isn't happening. And so that's something that does happen that I tend to see. Or on the flip side of it is that you go from being a spender, someone who is spending money, but there's no intentionality around it because you haven't created a conscious circulation plan for money to move. And instead, you're just spending money, 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 money. And all of a sudden, you go back, you find yourself in that cycle of now I got to hoard money because I spent too much money. And you're going through this cycle of guilt and shame, of feeling bad for spending money. And yet you find yourself back in the same cycle. And I see this so often with my clients is that because they have this weird relationship with saving. So that's one of the areas of money that I really help my clients to clear is this area of savings because we want you to get to a place where you're able to have that relationship that I described with money, where saving money comes from this place of I honor money, I honor the role that money plays in my life. I honor my role as the vessel through which God's money moves. And from that place, I am being practical with money. And one way when we're spiritual beings, but we're having a human experience to provide abundantly for my children, one of the ways I do that, right? That you do that, you will say, then I'm going to save this amount from each of my paycheck. I'm going to save this amount every single week that I get paid in my business versus again, that frantic energy of, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when my next client's coming in. I don't know what's going to happen with the economy. Da, da, da. It's coming from this frantic energy. And with frantic energy, we always revert back to our financial patterns. And so when we take a look at our financial patterns again, we're going to notice that we have one of two tendencies for those who have that fearful scarcity mindset is that they never are fully able to really embody the qualities nor live out God's intention for them, for you, which is to be the wealthy woman. That is your natural state, is to understand that you are called to an abundant life. And they're not able to live that out because they stay in this constant state of scarcity, of this constant state of lack. And so again, one of the two things would happen is that oftentimes they find themselves in the state of I don't ever get to enjoy money. They feel guilt for enjoying money. And so they hoard money, but they never step fully into the wealthy woman because the wealthy woman does what? She circulates money, right? Conscious circulation plus multiplication equals wealth. And without that multiplication piece, she can't fully live out being that wealthy woman. Multiplication is the very act of having your money, understanding that you allow your money to work for you. You begin to use money. You are the vessel through which God's money moves. You become more intentional with the money that has been entrusted to you. So that's a very different role from the person who feels like she can't enjoy money. That if she spends money on herself or on anything, she feels bad, right? And then again, on the other the side of the same coin is that she often reverts right back to her financial pattern, which is like she hoards, 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 that she spends, 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 and then she goes back through guilt, shame, and having to work on that over and over again because she's never made it to the other side of I can stand in my power. I trust myself. I honor money. I honor the role that money plays in my life. I honor the role of me being the vessel through which God's money moves. And so with that understanding, I move differently. I move money differently because that's the role that I've been given and I honor that role within me. And so that's a very different energy. And so that's why I say we want to make sure we regulate our nervous system. We want to be able to move from that empowered place because I truly do believe the wealthy woman is in each and every single one of us, that our natural state is abundance. Our natural state is abundance is your birthright. It is. It's your natural state. But with everything that happens in society, especially now, there's a lot of scarcity. There's a lot of lack, and it's really just regulating to your nervous system. So you want to make sure that you take care of that. I have a bundle down below that you can grab to take care of that. I also have my increased emotional capacity for more, where I go through different practices that you can really do to really help you regulate your nervous system for so that way you can stay an energetic match for receiving, you can stay an energetic match for abundance, and you just feel this aliveness. You feel so good when you're in this state of being taken care of. You're in this state of more than enough. You vibrate differently. You just attract so many different opportunities to you, right? And so regulating your nervous system, I'm always going to say that is the most important thing, especially when you want to hold the duality of how do I make sure I'm taken care of? How do I make sure, like when we say I'm taken care of, it is your responsibility, I will say, to make sure. And we always have like this weird relationship with responsibility. It's all stewardship. Responsibility isn't a bad word. It's not a bad thing to say. It's your responsibility. You should take pride in that. It's my responsibility to make sure that my family is taken care of. It's my responsibility to make sure my business is taken care of. My clients are taken care of, right? And so I can make sure that's taken care of. My mental health, because the only person who can really make sure that I'm okay is going to be me. Yes, there are professionals, of course, different things you can do to support you, but at the end of the day, it's going to be you. You have to make sure that you're taken care of. And then you want to be able to hold the duality, of course, of what's going on out in the world, to have that awareness. And that way you can continue to practice empathy, compassion, and you're going to feel a lot more aliveness when you're taken care of. You feel good with your nervous system, and you could hold compassion for others and what other people are moving through. And yeah, so I hope that was helpful for you, and I will catch you next time, friends.